All right, it's Friday again, folks, out there in internet land. This is Donnie here at Lanes Raceways. We're getting ready to do our weekly Blood Bowl race here at Lanes Raceway. I see several of the guys. Guys, when y'all leave your pit to go race, make sure you shut your pit lights out. 10-4. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are live streaming YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch if you want to join in on the conversation. Everybody's getting their cars ready to go. We got 12 racers here tonight. We just raced our day race a little bit earlier, but it was an outside race, so we didn't have any camera footage for that. So, you know, you guys didn't get to see that race. But in the future, I will have some cameras set up back there, and you'll be able to see the outside racing that we're doing here at Lanes Raceway. It's been a blast. Guys are really enjoying it. We got TVs, everything out there that you would need and want. It's just like racing inside, but we're racing outside, and the track's a whole lot bigger. So definitely come check us out for that. Low C NASCARs in the future here at Lanes Raceway, where you can actually get those things wide open. You're going to really enjoy it here at Lanes Raceway, as we're going to try to run actual scale NASCAR races here. It's going to be pretty cool. All right, how many are we waiting on, guys? Just one? Special thanks to our track marshal ladies out there yet again this week. Going to sweat to death out there for 20 minutes straight doing some track marshaling. We see Brooke over there on her usual right side and T on her left side there with her Bucky's race car shirt. And looks like we also got maybe Kara going to help track marshal. She's passing something out or petting a dog or something. I think they got a dog here, so we've seen Brad turn on his pit light for a second. I don't know what he's looking for. He's looking for something.
Last race, my whole bumper was underneath my tires. Don't be hitting him in the name. Oh, I am.
Get some music here real quick set up for the guys. I don't know what I just done there, but that was weird.
How many people we got?
Really weird.
I got one in my hat.
There we go, that's better. There we go, better. Now's the time to become a member at Lanes Raceway. If you've been thinking about it, it's $1 a month on our Facebook page. Just hit that link that you see on Facebook, and that'll take you right to becoming a subscriber. It's $1 a month, and we're going to be having our giveaway next week. So you definitely want to get in before then, because we do some really good giveaways. We usually give away cars and everything else. Guys, we got a pit light on over here. Yeah, this one over here is going to stay on. It's we got a guy over here working on a slot car. All right, Robbie LaFoon. Bobby LaFoon says, go racing. All right, guys, are you guys ready? Every car's on the track? All right, racers, listen for the tone. And here we are off again in the Blood Bowl. The bustling Blood Bowl. Oh, man, look at the wings on that car. I think that car there is Brad Biscuit Hudson with some glow-in-the-dark zip ties hanging off of that dude. So we've already got a car here with some issues there. I think he had some issues during the day race with his car not wanting to turn. So many cars wrecked there in turn 4. We got T getting them all sorted out there. We right now have 12 total racers here. We've had 12 before. We've not been able to break 12, but we have several racers here vying to get that first position in the Blood Bowl, get their hand in the cookie jar, and go for that $200. And people are just getting popcorned everywhere. T's really doing her job good. Several cars there. And there goes one ramping. Always a exciting, bustling time in the Blood Bowl. Brad Biscuit Hudson's wing car there on its lid. Thing looks like it's about to fly. Might actually give him an aerodynamic advantage as he's dodging some wrecks, but he got caught right there at the start line and then gets plowed by 10. Drew Hoagland currently in the lead with 17 laps, followed by Jeff McMahon in second with 16, 14 for Bryson Bowen. Top time right now, Lucas Mitchell with a 2.680. See Brooke there chasing down some cars, but she's not able to get them. T's going to probably help her out there. I think that's Bryson Bowen. And yet again, there we go, seeing Brad Hudson, Biscuit Hudson's wing car flying around there. Bobby LaFood says, hello, everyone. We got, I think that's Bryson's car there, that orange car. He usually runs for the lead here. Now, the rules have been updated just a little bit as we've had some issues with some people swapping lipos. So now I mark the lipos, and at the end of the race, they have to keep their car on the track. If their lipo dies, they're not allowed to swap it. That's one of the rules we have here, because lipos are a little bit stronger, but we also make them run in voltage regulators. And even with voltage regulators, they're still a little bit stronger running-wise. They keep that speed up a lot better than the nickel metal batteries. But the nickel metal, as you guys know, we allow them to swap them as many times as they want during the race. Drew Bonesaw Hoagland's car is out there. He's going to have to do a little work on it. This happens. Usually busted shocks in the rear is the main thing in the Blood Bowl. But it's easy fix. Snap them back in or super glue them. Earlier today in our day race out on the asphalt, we had Bryson Bowen full step on Jeff McMahon's car and broke a rear wheel out of it and everything else. But we thought it was going to completely destroy the car. But I'll tell you what, it just broke that wheel, snapped the shock off of it, and broke just a little piece of the frame roll cage on the top. Other than that, the car was fine. It didn't snap the chassis or nothing. It had enough flex to it that it actually was in pretty decent shape. He's actually driving that car right now, so. Easy Slot Car says, what's up, y'all? Happy Friday night. Hey, Donnie. Hello, Easy. We got one flipped up right there on the front stretch. See John there helping us out. I think that was Brad Biscuit Hudson's with his bird wings he's got there. Definitely the most interesting car build that we've seen so far. We've seen some swap tires, put asphalt tires on them. We've seen them with midget tires on them. We've seen everything, but seeing them with zip tie wings, I have yet to see that in the Blood Bowl, but we are seeing it here. All right, 15 minutes remaining. Jeff McMahon in the lead with 55 laps, followed by Brad Biscuit Hudson with his wing car, 54. Jordan Phelps with 53 in third position, and top time still Lucas Mitchell with a 2.680. What these guys race for here at Lanes Raceway is the cookie jar. So the winner, and sometimes on special events, if we get sponsorships and stuff, we do first, second, and third, get to dip their hand in the cookie jar. You've probably seen the pictures on Facebook or Instagram or any of those places. But anyways, they dip their hand in the cookie jar, and there's a chance for them to get a neon bill. Now that doubles the next bill that they pull. So if they pull the $100 bill, then they will get $200 instead of $100. But most of them are dollars, fives, and tens because the money actually comes from playing pinball here at Lanes Raceway. So if the guys come down on Saturday night playing the pinball tournament, all that money gets put in the cookie jar, and we race for it. And every single race that we race here at Lanes Raceway, you got a chance to get your hand in the cookie jar. You just got to win. Or get podium. T doing an exceptional job getting those cars back on there. We still got quite a few cars out there, more so than we did last week. These guys are starting to figure out how to keep these cars under control and also keep them a little more durable. Lanes Raceway is also now on Harvest Host, so if you are an RVer or a camper and you want to come and maybe hang out on a Friday night with us, or any night that we're open for that matter, you can get on Harvest Host and reserve yourself a spot, an RV spot. We do have power and water. We do not have a dump spot, but there is a dump station less than a mile down the road at the RV park. It costs $3 to dump there if you need to dump your RV. But we got everything else you need, and won't cost you nothing as long as you're a Harvest Host member. So definitely check that out. We got some other cool stuff coming in the future. We got some sponsors and stuff like that. Check this out if you got the time. Go on, and we'll have some codes for you coming up shortly. But fitfoxlabs.com. Check them out. And see what you think about them. And we'll have, like I said, some codes for you to get 15% off here in the future, and that'll be posted on our live stream so that you can just click it and get what you need. Kenneth Schultz says, hey, greetings from Denmark. Greetings, Kenneth. 12 minutes remaining, guys. We're almost halfway through. Jeff McMahon, 88 laps in the lead. Jordan Phelps, 87. Brad Biscuit Hudson, 86. Top time still Lucas Mitchell with a 2.680. Gary and Lisa Kessinger says, Chelsea doing an awesome job. Yes, she is. She's the best track marshal we have, hands down. Brooke does a good job too, but she's not having as many wrecks happen over in her area. Kenneth Schultz says local time from Denmark is 3:34 in the morning. Thank you for that, Kenneth. I know we got several racers going to be heading to Finland this year to race in the Worlds, and that's just a few weeks away. Next big race that's in the U.S. right now is actually a race happening here. We're going to be doing the Flexi Flat here at Lanes Raceway. We're super pumped about that. And of course, you know, the live streams get a little more saucy when we have big events like that. We have different camera angles, different stuff to do interviews with racers and celebrate those guys, poppers and lights, you name it, smoke show, the whole thing. So we're super excited for them coming down and race for some big trophies that we got made by MX Trophies. If you guys don't know about them, they're kind of like slick trophies, if you've ever seen those. Pretty cool, made out of Lexan. You can even get them to glow and all kinds of things. So check them out on their website. They've done us a really good job. Brian Ambrose says, great job there, Donnie. Thank you, Brian. Brian Ambrose, if you guys don't know about him, he's one of the best slot car racers in the nation. And every time I get a race with him, he's always a very somber individual, just focused. And I'm telling you guys, he's a machine out there on the track. If you ever get the opportunity to race with Brian, he's top class. I'd recommend you going and racing some of the races he's at and enjoying his company. I've been to 2 races now, I think, with Brian. Went to Slidell together, and he ended up winning that, bringing home the big silver cup. I was a little bit jealous. I wanted to bring that home to Lanes Raceway, but I think he brought that home for Roger and them at Mid-America, if I'm not mistaken. You may correct me if I'm wrong on that, Brian. But we'll race for that next year, wherever it's at. Brian Ambrose says, that's awesome, thank you. Anytime, Brian, you got to give credit where credit's due. You know, I felt super special the last time we raced, whenever we was up there at Rogers at Mid-America. And I looked up there and seen myself in first place. It's been a while since I've been in first place, but you was right on my toes, 5 laps. That next heat, you had my lunch. I was kind of curious what happened to you on that race, because you were right there in first place, and then I asked somebody, and they said that you ended up coming off and hitting the bridge wide open. So, you know, that track's very fast and very smooth. I will say this, out of all the Blue Kings I've raced at, it's the best Blue King I've ever raced on. So, very smooth. Kenneth Schultz says, press like. I agree, Kenneth, press like. Hit that follow button. And if you're on Facebook, do not forget to come and check out our subscription for $1 a month. We set a time out there, guys. It's going to take me just a second to get that back up and running. In the meantime, enjoy the beach scene, or whatever kind of scene that is. Should be back on here now. So you actually got messed up by a turn marshal, okay. So I guess that guy said that you got wadded up on the bridge. I guess he was just maybe thinking of somebody else. Jeff Adams says, you're special, Donnie. Thank you, Jeff. I'd have to say I am special. Sometimes a little more special than most would like, I would say. My wife's doing an exceptional job track marshaling these cars, getting them back on and rolling. I will say this, out of the Blood Bowls that we've had, this is probably by far the most orchestrated. And I know it looks crazy on the thing, because it's supposed to be crazy. We usually run, on a serious note, we usually run 4 cars on this track. Brian Ambrose says, I live in the Tampa Bay area, but gotta take it to Mid-America for a little pay it back to Roger for all the help I get from him. Brian, that's very admirable. I'll tell you what, Roger, I enjoy his company. I think he's a great guy. He's really good for slot car racing. When I first started, you couldn't get nothing, but you could always count on Mid-America to get some cars rolling and get people into stuff without running out of stock. And I've had nothing but good things to say about Roger. Every time I've called him and needed help, or something that's, you know, went wrong here at the track, or we had a problem with the car or a question or whatever, I call him and ask him, shoots me straight and lets me know if he can fix it, he can fix it. If not, you know, it is what it is. But I've always been a guy that loves a straightforward shot. You know, tell me how it is and I'll just have to accept it. And Roger's been exceptional about that. And you know, I get along with a lot of people from slot car racing. I don't know if I'm really hard to get along with. That's probably sometimes, I would say. But yeah, Roger, all the guys in the distributing that we go through, exceptional. You couldn't ask for a bigger blessing to be dealing with some of these guys in slot car racing. Jeff Adams says, respect, that is true. You got to give it where it's due. These guys work really hard to keep us in slot cars, and even in this RC stuff. You know, we got one RC really doing their best to try to get these cars out there to everybody, and doing an exceptional job. They're sold out of like all kinds of these cars and everything. Every week we make an order for these guys. Brian Ambrose says, the hardest working track owner, manufacturer, or distributor out there. He goes on a 6 a.m. ledge around 8, 6, and sometimes 7 days a week. Yeah, I mean, every time I've ever walked into to Mid-America, which I've only been there twice. The race we just raced, the Fiesta Flexi, which I love those hats. And then we went up there and got our drag strip. Those are the 2 times I've been up to Rogers. But both times that I went in there, Roger's sitting at that same old table, painting bodies, painting figures, you know, putting cars together. He's always doing something. That's what it takes. It's supposed to be leave, not ledge. Okay. Randy Frost King Kirtley in the chat. What is up? Randy Frost King Kirtley, guys. Currently enjoying some leisure time. You're come here to Lanes Raceway, you're most likely going to see Randy Frosky and Kirtley here racing slot cars or getting prepared for the next race. His next one he's going to be getting ready for is the Worlds after our race. He's already got his cars ready here for the Fiesta Flat here at Lanes Raceway. I can't wait to clean that track back to perfection and get it ready for everybody. Super pumped about that. Brian Ambrose says, I stay at his house, so I'm not at the track at 6:30 a.m. Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you what, man. Getting up early in the morning, I don't like it either at all. So I usually stay late. I'd rather stay late, midnight or whatever, 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever it may be, than to have to get up early in the morning. I just do not do mornings. When I get up, I usually do get up early, about 3 o'clock in the morning or so, but I usually go right back to sleep, and then I get up about 6 a.m., and then I'm right back to sleep again, and then I finally get up about 9 and drink some coffee and get moving. But when I was working union, of course, I was always up at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, or even 3 o'clock, sometimes depending how far I went. If we was going to Mount Vernon or something, it was horrible. Steve Wesley Wheeler says, awesome, let's go. Yeah, I'll tell you somebody that's really surprising me hanging in there. Brad Biscuit Hudson, 166 there, second position with his little wing car there. You can kind of see his little zip ties there. And that might be an advantage there. It might be distracting people, maybe wiping them out. He's going right up underneath that one car. The batteries are dwindling, guys. We're about 2 minutes left in the Blood Bowl. Jordan Phelps in the lead with 178. Brad Biscuit Hudson in second with 171. Jeff McMahon, 164 in third position. Ryder Dickerson, top time, 2.560. Got a little bit of passion out there by the racers. I heard somebody yell, turn me. The Blood Bowl towards the end, the guys are able to control their cars a little bit better under power. That's why I've been saying for several weeks, we probably do need to go to a voltage regulator. It just helps the guys out a little bit. And then plus, by the end of the race, you can see these cars getting a little bit slicker, getting a little dry slick out there on the track, just like a real dirt track. We spray it right before they race, and it's tacky. And by the end of it, with this many cars rolling around it, the glue comes off the track just like a regular slot car track. Only difference is you're not really laying rubber here on this track. You're just pulling the glue up with the tires. Brian Ambrose says, wish I could Majesty Flat track race. Going to miss it. Dang it. Well, I hate that too, Brian. I'd love to see you up here. Wish you could make the race. Yeah, we'd love to see you, man. It's in my opinion, it's always better to race with people that know how to race and don't have a lot of wrecks, because you don't end up having as many issues in the corners with like you do with some of the racers that kind of push a little bit too hard and things like that. I would put myself in that category now. I push all the time in the corners here lately. Been out of the game for too long. I guess I'm getting the old, as they say, the old beer belly, the old 40s belly or whatever. I've just been out of the game, just wanting to get back in it and go to these races. It's really exciting, and I'm getting a little better. I'll tell you, the biggest improvement I've had was using Roger's new controller. That thing is amazing. All right, guys, that's the end of the Blood Bowl. Leave your cars where they are. We got a three-way tie. Hayden Phelps, Brad Hudson, Bryson Bowen, all of you, 190. Jeff McMahon, 186 in fourth. Ryder Dickerson, 180 in fifth. Jordan Phelps, 178, tied with Racing Phelps. Drew Bonesauce Hoagland in eighth position with 162. Ninth position, Jackson Bowen, 147. Tucker Phelps, 128 with 10. 11th, Lucas Mitchell with 102. And 12th, Logan Shimwell with 8. Top time, Racing Phelps, 2.529. Yeah, I need to come check the cars out, guys. But we'll need Hayden Phelps, Brad Hudson, and Bryson Bowen, and Jeff McMahon, and Ryder Dickerson. Those are the cars I need to see. All right, guys, I'm going to go check out these cars real quick, and I'll be right back. Oh, sweet mercy. Climbing down off of that thing is hard on the back. All right, guys, those 5 cars, I'm coming behind you. Let me steal. Okay. That one? Okay. Where's the other one? Which one is closest to the finish line? Because that's going to be our winner. This one's good. All right, where's the other 190s? All right. Okay. So, Brad, you'll end up being first. He'll be second if y'all pass, okay? If you don't pass, then Jeff will end up taking third.
I got a regular battery in mine, man.
So I'm checking. Checking your... Okay, you're good to go. Antennas are legal. I like antennas. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Look like, what is that? One of those flyers off of Dune? I don't know. Probably. You remember that movie? Dune?
Yeah, I forgot. That's what I was told. It's
All right, this is your first, second, and third. Oh, yeah. All right, everybody, let's get a picture over in the podium with T. First, second, and third. First place. Get a hand in the cookie jar. All right, so Brad Biscuit Hudson's going to bring home a win, guys. He was the closest to the start-finish line. All right, Mick Brown says, let's go racing, boys and girls. All right, guys, that is it for our Blood Bowl race. I'll see you guys over there shortly with the cookie jar. All right, guys, that's going to be it for us here at Lanes Raceway for the Blood Bowl this week. Tune back in next Friday for another Blood Bowl. Hopefully by then I'll have the outside camera ready for our asphalt track out back. We plan on getting some low-C NASCARs and some 1RC asphalt late model action going on out there. But thank you guys for tuning in. God bless you guys. I'll see you next week.